Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Full Broadsword, episode 11. Unnamed as of yet, but we'll see how things go, and we'll play with it. Some things have changed. You know what? So that we'll give you the feed. Let's give you the feed. Let me kill this and pull up. Oh no, there we go. Now you can see. I'm here, everybody. Hi, Damon. Right below me, in the next window below me, is KJ, and even further below him is our super amazing, awesome, and epic level freaking DM, Jake. How's it going, dudes? Yeah, we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
You're really setting me up for failure. Yeah.
No, you're doing just freaking fine. Yeah. Alrighty. And by the way, viewers, listeners, what have you? Well, I guess it's for the viewers because the listeners won't be able to see what I'm going to ask them. But take a look at the new testing freaking Savage Odor Networks background that I have. If I can spin far enough out, you can see all of the shows that are currently underneath Savage Odor Networks.
I cast invisibility on you.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does.
As long as it's
moving.
not detect magic, we're good because everything will light up.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So anyway, see what you think. We went with a more a caveman that shares a more likeness to me rather than the super skinny guy with all the hair. This guy, he's a little bit more heavy set. He's more towards my body shape, and although I have a little bit more gray and might be a little darker than what he has, but that's okay.
I'm digging the cheetah chonies though, man. Those are really cool.
I know, it's kind of got a Fred Flintstone vibe to it, you know. Yeah, but viewers, whatever you think, I'd like to hear about it. So shoot comments or email or follow any of the things to let us know. But last we left our weary explorers, heroic adventurers, whatever you wish to call them, we were back at walking into, what the heck was the name of the place? It's the Tavern Inn something or rather. Started with an M, like everything else in this game. And here comes the first bolt from the blue from the night.
Roll for initiative.
The Wicker Goat.
The Wicker Goat. Okay, so an upside down M.
The Wicker Goat, owned by Lankus Curid.
Okay, well, there we go. As we were walking in, we saw the characters from the other broadside walking out, but since our characters have no knowledge of them yet, they are just in passing. They're just people.
They're just people in passing.
Yeah. So we don't know much about them, but at some point we will be working on that side of things and be playing the other broadsword to catch up and figure out how the hell they ended up in Saltmarsh, because I have no clue. As of yet, anyway, but tonight we are all about the full broadsword, not the other broadsword. So take it away, Jake.
So before we get, catching the viewers up, basically the last couple of episodes, we got back into town and the party did back in the Saltmarsh, and a lot of really good running around, got some good role playing in. And oftentimes, if you're new to Dungeons and Dragons, oftentimes this is necessary because there's a lot of stuff that's going on in motion. And I know for the players and for the viewers or the listeners, it's tough to kind of see. For me, it's like I've got the whole, you ever watch those crime shows and they got the bulletin board with the string attached going here and there, and every time the players do something, I have to get the yarn out and attach it to a different NPC. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's necessary oftentimes when you run a long-term campaign. There's a lot of politics and things, and also as a DM or somebody that's running a game, this is also kind of a scary time because at any given time, I mean, we try to guide the party members into a specific plot direction, but at any given time, these guys could just decide to go, screw it, we're going to go swim in the ocean and go find an island and see what that is, So it's like you got to be prepared for just about anything. But enough about that. Before we move on, I know that the characters had enough experience points, I believe, to reach level 3. And so in 5th edition, level 3 is kind of that's a big milestone level, because with that, the characters get to specialize into a subclass. And a lot of, so instead of just being a generic fighter, you can go into be a gladiator or a spell sword, or there's a lot of different subclasses, and this is where that fork in the road, where which direction that the characters or the players decide to evolve their characters in is going to determine a lot of their skill sets and specialties. And then getting back to me as the person running the game, it helps me out for designing adventures that can play to both the strength and the weakness of the class. And so for you two, have you guys decided on the subclasses, and if you could expand a little bit on the subclass? And so we'll put Damon in the spotlight first with the paladin and the paladin subclass.
That's fine. You just got to tell me where on my character sheet I can find it, because I can't freaking remember off the top of my head.
It should be when you reach level 3 and you go back into editing your character, it'll ask you what kind of subclass you wanted to open up into. How about Marcus? Did Marcus go into a subclass?
Yes. It's a boring subclass.
So while Damon's looking for his subclass for Edward, let's then shift over to Marcus and let's talk about your subclass really quick.
Sorry, I was unprepared.
You are not prepared.
No.
To make it, well, like I said, it's kind of boring. I went ahead and went with the Beastmaster subclass.
Okay.
For the simple fact and the reason being of Marcus's background and being traumatized because with his encounter with, the orcs or goblins way back when.
Yeah.
He doesn't like necessarily.
Oh, we lost your volume, KJ.
We lost the volume.
Really?
Oh, you're back.
There
now.
we go.
You must have leaned too far away from your mic.
No, it chirped off in my headset.
What the hell? Come on, IT guy.
It's whatever. It's Windows. What can I say?
Yeah, it's a day.
Since he doesn't necessarily like being around a lot of people, but he also doesn't necessarily like to be left alone. So if it's in true to character form, that he is going to befriend essentially a beast out there to have a companion to roam the countryside with him and help him out. So he doesn't get in those situations like he had it from his past of being overrun by multiple monsters or whatever he happens to come across. But I haven't figured out exactly which one yet, but I'll figure out that later.
And so I know things have evolved in 5th edition. It used to be in the past that, for example, when you would the magic user would summon a familiar, you would actually get like a real animal that would come in. I know that the Ranger subclass, the Beastmaster, is similar. It has evolved along with the magic user, so you can kind of summon your companion, summon them in and dismiss them, I guess is the technical term. So why don't you explain a little bit about that really quick?
Well, it's basically what I wound up doing is at some point I can actually summon in a creature It's either a beast of the land, a beast of the sea, or beast of the sky, if I remember correctly. So it kind of gives you choices of what you can kind of pick. I don't think that you're necessarily limited on what it is, but if you think beast of the land, you're going to think of like bears or tigers or lions or wolves or something like that. Heck, even spiders, I guess. Beast of the sea, then of course, then you'll be looking at some sort of aquatic animal, like maybe a
Right.
fish or a dolphin or a shark or whatever. And then a beast of the sky, of course, would be, like a hawk or an owl, like somebody has somewhere else. I don't know where, or a raven or something along those lines that you would be able to bring in and help you during your attacks or whatever it is that you need them to help you with.
Correct. Awesome.
Can't think of what else they do with them right off the top of my head. But it's a primal beast. It's not an actual, like he's going out and taming a beast or anything like that.
Right.
It's just a magical summoning, and they're there until they're either dismissed or killed.
Correct. Now, I know that when the beast is summoned, if the beast were to say sacrifice itself in combat, I know that after a long rest you can resummon it, because it's almost like it doesn't really die on the prime plane, material plane that we're at. It kind of just dissipates, and then after a certain amount of time you can resummon it back from whatever plane, that kind of like and this is again for our viewers and listeners, if you've ever read the Drizdo Erden books, he's got the panther that he can call in and out from the statue. This is somewhat similar to that, where you can summon it in. And so basically what the ranger would do is, when he would summon his companion, he would determine what type of companion, and then he can dismiss it. And then of course after a long rest, and so the cool thing about that is you're able to change according to, for example, right now we're in the town of Saltmarsh. Should we adventure into the woods, he could summon a sky beast or a beast of the land. Or should we end up on a boat, you can summon, you can change it according to whatever type of a situation that you're finding yourself in. So awesome. Well, I appreciate that. Getting back over to Damon, were you able to find, it's going to be under your features and traits is where you would find your subclass?
Yeah, I just went ahead and jumped all the way back to the character builder to pull it up that way.
Okay.
Let's see. Subclass specialization that you grant or that grants you features is at certain paladin levels for the rest of your career. You gain each of your subclasses features that are of your paladin level and lower. I chose the Oath of Vengeance simply because of his background, having his father killed by what he feels is extremely suspicious circumstances. The specific magic oath of vengeance, or any of the oaths, will ensures you always have certain spells ready when you reach the level each one of them is opened. Basically, what he gets is a vow of enmity, Enmity. This allows him to, whenever he takes an attack action, he can expend one of his channeled divinities to utter a vow of enmity against a creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself. And you have an advantage on attack roll against this creature for 1 minute. Now that's depending, DM will have to figure that out. Or until you use the feature again. If the creature drops below or to 0 hit points or dies before the vow is done, it can be transferred. Kind of like the Hunter's Mark. In addition to this, at level 3, the Oath of Vengeance spells that come along with this are Bane and Hunter's Mark. So let me go back to I just dick that all up. Hold on. Gotta go back here. Back to the characters.
So all of our rolls so far have really been wonderful when we hit something.
Yeah, so I can pull up Bane here real quick, and the spell Bane being an Oath of Vengeance spell, up to 3 creatures of my choice that you can see within range, looks like 30 feet, must each make a charisma saving throw. Whenever a target that fails this save makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must subtract 1d4 from the attack roll or save. So it basically helps if we go up against something, tough. I can throw that on them and help kind of at least cause him a little bit of extra trouble. We won't go down as easy. So it allows me to target additional creatures for each spell slot above level 1 that's used. Hunter's Mark, we already know how that works. Hunter's Mark, that's I can jump to that real quick. Mark 1 creature magically within range. If the spell ends, you deal an additional 1d4 or 1d6 force damage to the target whenever you hit with an attack roll. So that's a bonus.
Okay.
So, and I can move that around too. But that's only what he will get as of the first few levels. So, but yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For now, Kai, I haven't, because I was waiting on your guys's subclass specialty, so that I can pick something to kind of merge and with. So for now, Kai is just going to be a straight. He's a monk class, and in case anybody was wondering, and so we're just going to keep him straight, just as an unarmed, open hand guy. And then next episode, now that I know what your guys' subclasses is, then we will declare a subclass for Kai, and then I'll announce that on the next episode. So, I appreciate you guys taking the time, and that helps us out as far as the storyline. And for a lot of folks, especially me as the DM, it plays a big, huge, a lot of hooks and stuff in there that we can use to, for plot lines and stuff like that. So, okay, let me go back. Apologize, I'm bringing up my, got to go back into my campaign. It dropped out with all the character screens on it. And there we go. Okay. So we were back at the Wicker Goat. We noticed some shady characters kind of bumped into us going out, excuse me, pardon me. They were coming out as we were going in. We had finished the day. The Edward the Paladin was down visiting the mage in the tower to get his enchantment on his shield. We were working at getting some sort of rigging the shield up with this portable flashlight to come out of the front. And I know that we had spent some time up with the up with the leather worker Kiorna Kester up there in building 11. And so we were kind of coming back in. We were going to hopefully Merrick was going to meet us back at the inn. And if I remember, the last time we were also told to meet up with a strange individual named Thessalia that we had run into, that was foretold by another individual, both of them wearing gray cloaks. And I believe somebody had finally passed a perception roll. They noticed that the cloaks are being held together by a kind of a hand. Yeah, grasping the cloak was kind of the symbol holding the cloak together. So, yep. So Sereth, and this had all taken place on the bridge, which would be location 10 on the map. And Sereth had basically warned our party members, everybody is in danger. Is there any, grave danger? Is there any other kind? We kind of went through that conversation. And so after the town council meeting, the town council had rewarded the party with some gold for clearing out the haunted house. We had determined that the house probably was not haunted. Merrick had put in some permits. I know Merrick, the merchant that had brought everybody here, basically that hired everybody, and he was going to. So the intent of Merrick was to move his merchant operation to the house and open up what appears to be to everybody a legitimate merchant business, kind of like that was going to be his warehouse. And then he was going to, get a brick and mortar store in the town, and he was going to kind of use that as his shipping house. The town council had told the party that there was rumors of a ship that has been seen out at sea that had been messing with the shipping lanes, basically, and a lot of the ships coming into the docks. And remember, this is a seaport town, so most of its monies and income going to the town coffers is going to be coming from the sea of shipping goods in and out up to the north. You have the Neverwinter, you have Waterdeep, and a lot of the stuff. And so the presence of this ship that has been seen out in the waters has been kind of either business has been slow on the docks. And so the town council has hired the party to investigate the whereabouts of this ship. We know also that we had discovered what appeared to be a smuggling operation, which was operating out of the sea caves from underneath the haunted house. And so, and then once we left the town council meeting, that's when we were approached by the gentleman named Thessalia, who was foretold by Sereth that said, I need to meet with you guys basically after you were done, because everybody's in danger, and the party members need to make a choice. And that's kind of where we left everybody off as we were coming back into the inn. So any questions? I think I got everybody caught up where we're at on the plot lines.
No, except for Kai and I did follow.
Oh, yes.
The person we met all the way back to the Broadsword's house, I believe.
It was number 18 on the map, and we did follow, I'm sorry, number 19. 19 was the manor house, and we, as you walked by the front, there was a big sign that said the Owlland House, or the Owlland House, which, as we know, is the house of kind of putting two and two together, reading the clues, is the house of Edna, or Ida Owlin, and she was the head council member. So it appears that the visitor Thessalia had walked down the street and had ducked into Ida Owlin's manor house. So, right. Dun dun dun, the plot thickens. So that's where we're at. Going back into location 3, which is the Wicker Goat. We're going to try to meet up with Merrick. And so what we're going to tell Merrick about this Thessalia character, I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide. But as you walk into the inn, in the back corner table is our, I wouldn't say benefactor, but our employer, Merrick Dalgrave, and he is eagerly awaiting for everybody to come sit down at the table. So as we approach, of course, he's very happy. He stands up. My heroes, my friends, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, announces of the pub, the saviors of Saltmarsh. right here, feel free to buy them a drink if you want. And so, the patrons that are in, yeah, cheer, here, cheer, cheer, and it appears that your meals are being paid for, and drinks are pretty much on the house. So whatever you would like to purchase, it's going to be paid for by somebody, one of the patrons in the crowd, at least for the meal tonight, in gratitude and thanks for clearing out of the haunted house. So Merrick invites you to sit down. So what is everybody's actions?
Well, I suppose I'll sit down. Marcus, for
Okay.
sitting down and having breaking
sit down,
some
have a drink.
free bread and drink. Why the heck
Breaking
not?
some free bread. Yes,
Yeah.
Kai, of course, because Kai has been employed in Merrick's employment since before you guys, is very eager to sit down and literally break some bread and drink some whatever.
Right.
He's a halfling. That's what halflings do. They like the, secondsies and,
third
tea
Z's
time and
yes.
thirdsies and afternoon tea and and so Kai will break down and you can
First
see
lunch,
Merrick.
second lunch,
Yeah, and breakfasties and second breakfast. Yeah, you can see Merrick and Kai are nodding and having kind of communication without really speaking. And just to let you guys know, it's not really any kind of a trade secret or anything. That's just the type of halfling that Kai is. Kai is what we call a ghost-wise halfling, which is indigenous to the Sword Coast of the Forgotten Realms, and they just choose to kind of be, they're almost druid like in their lifestyle. They don't do a lot of speaking, but when they do, it's kind of like E.F. Hutton. When they do speak, everybody kind of listens because like, oh, this guy's actually got something to say. They do use a form of kind of hand signals, and they do have a telepathy that's part of the species, I guess, or the race, if you want to call it species, is they do have a limited telepathy within about 30 feet. So that's all just part of just the elves get immunity to charm. Ghostwise halflings get a telepathy, 30 feet telepathy. So nothing, not a big secret, or nothing special or hidden. That's just part of the So Kai and Merrick are having what appears to be, you could tell by the body language, a silent conversation. But anyway, back to you.
Well, I'm just gonna follow the halfling. I mean, he seems to know where he's going, so I'm gonna follow him, grab some stuff, and then go have a seat with Merrick and see what's going down.
Yep.
Yeah. So if and Marcus, you said you were going to sit down as well.
Yes.
Okay. So
eat and drink, and we'll all sit down and converse and figure out what's next and what's going on.
Yep. So there was a handout that I had, a couple of handouts that I had posted up. Hopefully you guys will look up and get access to those. One of those was a diagram of how to speak Hobgoblin. And one of them was a piece of paper with a map. I think it had an X marks a spot. And then another one had some dashes and dots on that. If you guys are able to locate that. Or do I need to recreate it? How about if I put that up? All right, let's do this.
I got the dashes and dots.
You got those? I have them, but I don't remember where in the hell I have them.
It was called the Salt Marsh handouts, and he had them in the Broadsword show topics.
Yeah, there's the how to speak Hobgoblin.
Yeah, got that one.
Right.
Yeah, that one was called.
that uncomfortable pause while I'm trying to find the.
Oh, I've got it somewhere.
Oh, wrong map. Salt marsh and the environments. Here we go. Getting back to salt marsh here. All right, there it goes. It loads up. So, were you able to find that handout?
Yeah, I was.
As long as one of us has it, I'm good with that. I don't need to go digging if he's got it.
Okay. So,
2 that I find right now is a player copy forged document and the mission scroll from Vera, which is the other broadsword, not this
which
one.
is the other broadsword. Yep.
It's further up. If you scroll further up, and you'll see the.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yep. Right after he did the house rules.
Ah, yeah, there they are. Okay, got it. Is that what we're looking at on the table, or is what Merrick looking at?
Yep. So, Merrick is going to spread these documents out. And so we're looking at the 2 documents. Would it help? It'll take me a hot minute here, but I can load those up and put it up onto the screen.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't hurt if you can throw them up on the screen, sure.
Okay.
That way everybody can see.
So we'll have to take a really brief pause here.
That's okay.
Little brief pause in the action.
No worries. Geez, looks like some wine or coffee stains on this one.
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Or some of that ale that we found under the building.
Yeah.
Brandy. That's what that was.
Brandy.
It was brandy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever.
I mean, the one with the 1, 2, and 3, I mean, it looks like an algebra equation.
Yeah.
1 minus XXX. 2x
Those
minus
must
x
be
minus 2.
goblin numerals.
It won't let me load it up because that's a PDF document. I'd have to save it as an image.
Okay, well, let me see if I can add them on the studio.
Okay.
Here.
What I will do is see if I could capture it. Yeah, it'll let me capture it.
Yeah. Okay. You got it captured?
Yep.
Yeah, I was able to do it. So they're seeing what I've got there. It's just only part of it. So I will blank it out then. And then you can put it up, and that way I can. Once you put it up, then I can actually play with it and zoom it in and move it around so everybody can see it. There we go. That's better.
Yep, should be loaded up. There we go. So these were the 2 documents that you had discovered. One of them was down in what appeared to be the captain's cabin. That would be the map, the hand-scribbled map on the bottom. That was down in prior. Remember going into the skeleton room? There was it looked like the captain's room. Right. Where we had picked up a couple other things. So that was the map that was crumpled in the belongings of the captain's quarters. The other one, I think, also was discovered there And everybody make an investigation check for me.
Ooh, 19.
Yeah, good roll.
Wah, wah.
Okay, yeah, wah wah. So Edward, you'll remember that you had discovered a room in the haunted house, which I made emphasis on the best view of the ocean, and there were some scuff marks in the window. You also remember that we had found downstairs where the smugglers' quarters were a stash of hooded lanterns. And if you know what a hooded shaded lantern is, it's basically a lantern, and you can, open it and close it or adjust the brightness of the light by using like a shutter or kind of a slide box down there.
Right.
And so Merrick is going to ask you, so we know it's a smuggling operation and we know that there's a ship out here. What do you guys make out of this?
You can make a pterodactyl. You can make a hat.
Yeah, you can make a house. You can put a hat on. You can.
Oh my God!
This guy.
Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah, he's something.
It's a great movie.
Well, we didn't.
Surely you must be.
We didn't find a ship with masts like that. We did, however, find a small, what I'm assuming would be a boat that could be hoisted up on a large, something that could be hoisted onto said boat,
like a long boat type of.
So it may have been launched. It may have been launched from that boat because the big boat couldn't get in that little cave, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's still out there somewhere. Maybe it dropped off and then moved on.
This map that's on here kind of gives us a possible path, maybe, of wherever the X. Of course, the X always marks the spot, and coming up to Salt Marsh. So we assume that somewhere along the coast, there's maybe a starting point for the smuggling operation. This would be the ending point, possibly.
Yeah, I don't really make out that first the numerals and then all the dashes and X's. Trying to combine it with the map. If you're looking at the map with the ship on it, where it says Salt Marsh up above. Oh, trying to use it as a key. I mean, it could definitely be hit the first X. I don't know. Maybe a move to a dash, then drop, and then another dash, and then something 2. I don't know. Those have to be marks somewhere regarding the map. I don't know. It looks like a map where you would use, or somebody who knew how to read it with the 2. Maybe the top one's a key. And if you know what you're looking for, you know how to read it, maybe that's where the next drop points are, or maybe those are the pickup points. I don't know. The question I have for Merrick is, okay, well, this is certainly interesting, but we don't know much about it. We just found it, and it is what it is. But now we've got the council wanting us to go after a ghost ship and deal with that. And there's still some other things that need to be done in town. So is this something in addition, or is this to the ghost ship? I don't know. There's a lot of data coming from a few different directions, and we've got the 3 of us that are out there digging the holes are going to need to make a plan of action of which ones we want to attack first.
Merrick will look at you and say, Excellent points, my friends. This is why I've hired you, is because you appear to be the best in the business.
Wow, flattering.
Make um
Oh boy, he's trying to
make
charm the pants off of us. He's going to need us get a little drunker
make
than
everybody
that.
make an insight check.
10.
He
Gotta go back and
appears
play
legit
Boulder
and
City.
sincere, and Kai is, nodding his head, along with them. He's saying, you guys are the, appear to be the best in the business. You cleared out the haunted house. With that, I'm able to bring some resources in from my employer who wants to open up a storefront in town. There's going to be funding to build a warehouse up on the hill with the haunted house, and so I think would be detrimental and bad for our business as a team. Should we start rebuilding in this house if smugglers show back up again and start rooting through the cellars, going through my new warehouse that I'm trying to build? And as your employer, who has been very generous with you, this would be definitely bad for business. And so we need to definitely try to figure this out. So, Edward, from your investigation experience working the docks, stuff just doesn't come into shore. You found evidence of the barrels and smuggled goods. There was stacks of weapons and stuff. So stuff just doesn't appear. That it has to be brought in from somewhere. So it seems pretty legit from what Merrick is basically pleading his case to you by saying, hey, we got a good thing going here. However, I'm worried about the smugglers got to return sometime because they left all their stuff in the cave down underneath the manor house up there. So,
well, sure. So you're suggesting we dig into this smuggling operation that the entire townspeople are declaring dead and buried. Mm-hmm. You're suggesting we dig deeper into this and forego the ghost ship for now and just focus on the smugglers? Is that what you're saying?
Well, Merrick is saying, no, I think that the ghost ship is how the stuff is being brought in. I think that, so far the cover, I mean, look at it from this way, the cover, the haunted house, the fact that it was the rumor was being spread that it was haunted was the cover for,
the smuggling operation.
The smuggling operation. And so if we have a ghost ship out there, that's probably a cover for smugglers that are bringing stuff in.
You're connecting all of this as the same, another head of the same dragon.
Yes. And so, and this is Merrick speaking, what I'm telling you is if we just leave the ship out there, I agree with the townspeople. If we just leave the ship out there, they're going to show up in the sea caves and want to know where their stuff is at. And I'm building this, we are building this, legit business in the manor house up there.
Okay.
So it would be bad for our business to have this ship out there hanging around.
Okay. So if we do go after this and we decide, okay, we declare the ghost ship as the target because it apparently solves two problems, one for the townspeople and the ghosty ship, and two, knocks out the smugglers, or at least on this ship. Mm-hmm. If we're going that route, we need to figure out first, is it out there in the water somewhere? Because we can't see it from here. However, I do seem to recall there was some sort of device placed in that upstairs window, I'm assuming, so they could look out over the coast out into the deeper waters and possibly see a big ship there, or maybe signal a big ship so they could say coast is clear and send that little small boat in with the goods. So my suggestion is, if we find some sort of a device or apparatus we can set up in that same point in the window to find said ship if it's there. And then if it is, we get word to a couple of guys waiting down there in a boat and row out to meet it and take the ship by storm, maybe. I don't know.
Remember that the town council had given you a small fishing boat and had given you 2 men-at-arms that were adept sailors that were able to sail and steer the boat for the party.
I get that, but I'm proposing first we need to locate the ship out there. And second, if we go out on a ship they recognize, we're more liable to get a lot closer to the big ship than we are to be on some random fishing ship approaching. They'll already be in a defensive posture if we show up in a foreign ship right up at their hull.
Right.
That's
Merrick will stand up and he will.
Mark is good either way. He's just taking it down.
Yeah.
Sucking down another one. Good. Get him another round.
But that's why I wasn't observant earlier, because I was too busy,
okay.
having the adult beverage.
Yeah.
No, Merrick will stand up and clap everybody on the back and say, good talk. I have to go see another merchant about financing and about bringing in materials so that we can rebuild the house. It looks like you have everything well taken care of.
Well, hold on before you run off. Mm-hmm. If you can add or find some sort of an apparatus that we can observe through that window further out into the waters and see if we can locate said boat. If we can't see out there, we don't know where the hell it is, and we're just rowing blindly. So if we can figure that out, if you can get one set up in the house, we'll start staking watch until it's there. Then we can easily run down, hop in the boat, and scurry out to it.
Merrick says, let me see what I could do for you. It's late at, or it's in the evening time.
Yeah. It'll take a day or two, probably. Sure.
Yeah. But I will see what I can dig up for you. And he will also remind you that the townsfolk will also supply non-magical mundane items for anything that you need.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
As equipment.
Yeah, see what you can do there. Put that on we'll put that on the
council tab. Yeah.
Yeah. Do what we can do. See what you can find for that, and then we can scope out when it comes. It may not even be out there docked or at anchor. It might just be not in the area right now. We may have to wait some time until it comes back, and that'll involve shifts and whatnot in the big old haunted house. But until then, we still have some stuff to do in town over the next few days, so we can just scope it out at night and do our stuff during the day.
Showed up at nighttime?
I believe so, yeah, which made sense because that's how they move it under cover of darkness, I would think.
And there was also, I want to say it was Edward, I think it had requested a contingent of guards be sent down to the sea caves to prevent or discourage anybody from coming in. Yeah. So that is being watched right now. So we don't have to worry about having to rediscover or re-clear the place out, because it is being occupied by a small
I was just talking out loud for Kai, myself, and Marcus for us to be up in that window with an apparatus that we can view out over the water until we locate the big ship hanging around out there, in which case then we can go down, talk to the guards, say, hey, we're going to take the boat out for a while and paddle our asses out there and wipe them all out. Well, we'll take some guards with us, I suppose, if they'll all fit. I don't know, maybe they'll if we can dress up. There is some stuff down there. We still got, there's still a couple of suits of armor. We could, rough up Marcus's hair and put him in that scale mail. They might think he's a hobgoblin.
Just put on the captain. They put on that purplish that old captain's garb.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Might be fun.
Okay, so yeah, with that, Merrick will dismiss himself to go meet with his next meeting. I got a meeting, with the wood guy to bring supplies in. So he will excuse himself, and so now it is just the three of us at the table.
Right on. I'm gonna look at Kai,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna speak in Elvish.
Okay.
And ask Kai, you speak Elvish? He didn't answer.
He's giving you the shoulder shrug.
Okay.
You're going to get a sensation in your mind of confusion.
Okay. So he doesn't understand. Okay.
Speak halfling.
No.
Yes.
No. I'm not asking him that. I was curious. I should have done that earlier because I was curious whether Merrick spoke Elvish, but I know Marcus does. But so this
Merrick
way
is human.
Right. I am too, but I also speak Elvish.
Yeah.
So
right.
It is possible. I also speak Orc for whatever freaking reason. I don't. I must have picked it up.
Still trying to figure that one out.
yeah. I speak Orc. I don't know. When I rolled the character, it seemed like I got a third and figured, what the fuck am I come in handy? But speaking Elvish is coming in handy because if I know that Kai doesn't speak it, Merrick doesn't speak it. If I find out that Merrick doesn't speak it, I can speak directly to Marcus in front of them, and because I can look over to Marcus and say in Elvish, what are we thinking? What are we thinking of Merrick? Do we? I mean, sure, we can keep working for the guy, but at the same time, we've got this other knucklehead that's saying don't trust him. He's up to shenanigans, and I know Kai's worked for him for like a billion years and probably trusts him and is perfectly fine with it. As long as the alcohol keeps flowing, Kai's going to be a happy little mute, and that's fine.
Are you going to ask Kai?
No, I'm speaking all this in Elvish, so he can just kind of. I'm assuming he doesn't speak it. He played the role with the shaking, going, I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Kai appears to be oblivious to what you guys are talking about.
Well, that's fine. We'll just push another drink at him, and he'll be happy.
Secondsies.
But yeah, or third maybe by now.
And thirdsies.
Yeah, my point was to Marcus that what do you make of all of this extra crap that we're picking up from these guys? Do we... what are your thoughts? Do you want to keep on plugging away and keep doing what we're doing for Merrick? And assuming this is all on the up and up? Or, I mean, I have a suspicious heart when it comes to two different factions, it seems. One that we're working with, one that's saying don't work with them. They're problematic. I don't know who to trust, and I find it very difficult to trust anyone. And so far, you're the only thing you've done is made me laugh and crashing through floors and whatnot. So I may not 100% trust you. I may not 100% trust you, but the two of us joined on to this relatively the same time frame. We're doing our job. We're making some money, but what are your thoughts on it all?
Well, when we followed Facelia, whatever the person's name was, they went to it looked like it went to the Walden's place, which was the head of
that Edie chick
council. Yeah. And they're the ones who are telling us to not trust Merrick. But they're the ones that they work for, or seems to possibly work for them, who's in charge of the town.
Right.
So is it one of those things possibly that they already know about the smuggling operations. They don't want it to be stopped. But Merrick does because he's wanting to set up a legitimate business, which by all pretense so far seems to be. I don't know.
Well, one thing my father always said, never trust a merchant. They always have something up their sleeve to make money, which that's fine.
Yeah,
But
but you can never trust a politician either.
well, exactly. And that's what we have is two distrustful individuals, and we're working with one, the other one's saying don't work with them because whatever reason. But I don't know. Right
They
now
never give
I'm
us a reason.
well, right. They haven't given us a reason. They just wanted to meet again. That's all.
Right.
So, and I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I'm sitting here inclined to continue the course until we get more data, because ultimately we could be serving both sides by wiping this boat out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Yeah.
still questionable as to whether
Which side is right?
which side is right exactly. That's kind of where I'm hanging. I don't know. And honestly, does it matter which one's right? As long as neither one of us do anything that questions our alignments with things, or our morals, whatever moral compass we have. Long as we don't violate that and we're true to ourselves, I guess
Yeah.
we progress
I
onward
mean,
and see how things play.
I have no problems about investigating the ship to find out what's going on, but I still would like to find out more information about the other side to find out what their game is.
Correct. Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I
Well,
don't know how we can. I mean, we can try to see what we can find out about this whole ship thing to figure out what it's about. I mean, if you want to try to do it as an undercover, as taking the longboat or the dinghy out there to meet them if we actually do spot the ship out there at some point, that's fine with me. Kai so far seems to be a fairly good person with everything, but as you said, he's been working with Merrick for a long time.
yeah.
Is he put in this role to keep an eye on us to make sure that we go do what they're wanting us to do?
Well, I guess we hang on. We continue about our stuff, our stuff we've got to do tomorrow. I've
I
got
guess you get a nice shiny shield in a couple days,
well,
don't you?
the funny thing is I believe I have a shield to pick up tomorrow, but the cover isn't going to be available for one more day beyond that. So
Right.
I'm going to have a real bright, shiny freaking shield. And I'm going to stand out like a sore thumb until I get that cover. So maybe I'll pick that up and we'll I don't know, maybe we'll kind of lay low tomorrow evening. And then on the second night, once I get the cover, we'll place that in, and then we can do maybe by then we'll have that, the viewing apparatus in which we can start staking out the top floor of the house and start seeing if we can locate the ship. Until then, we can just play around in the town and do what we need to do. Train. Maybe we can go chase alligators along the river.
Yeah, I was
And
going to say, do you want to go try to chase some alligators down?
that's probably not a
Try to make
terrible
up.
idea. We do have to do a little training before we can use all of our fancies. So
Poke, poke, poke. There we go.
I guess unless
Yeah.
there's any more eventful things, I guess we just sit, eat dinner, talk small talk for a while, probably
If
in
that.
common, so our halfling buddy can nod and grunt and think about things to us, and then we'll call it a night and get up and did the people that we tracked, or you guys tracked back to the that longhouse, were we supposed to meet them again at some point, or did we already complete that? I can't recall.
Well, that's the point that part that I'm not 100% sure, because they wanted
He's
to
going
meet
to
us
make us roll.
I know they wanted us to meet after it was over, and then we met the person after it was over, and then I followed them.
Right.
So technically,
Yeah.
did we meet the person we were supposed to meet, or did we just meet a person? I mean, I don't know if we actually truly had the meeting. It was not with the original person that came out.
No, it
that
was
told
like a
us.
lackey that came out to tell us,
Right.
yeah, this is what's going down and be advised.
Right.
But I don't believe there was any more to that, and I don't think we had to meet up with him any other time. So,
By the
you
way,
know
did you
what?
see that?
We're gonna We're gonna be hanging around the next day. Once we go to bed, we get up. We're gonna be dicking around in town the next day, picking up stuff. Doing stuff around town. Signing autographs and whatnot to the town folk that are still in freaking awe. And maybe tomorrow.
One gold piece.
Yeah, so I mean, we might run across that guy again with another warning. Who the hell knows? But until then, maybe you and I go and smack down some alligators and make a little side coin. Because I'm going to need it after I've spent a bunch on training and whatever else.
But I was going to say, did you see the hot elf warlock that walked out as we walked in?
Well, I don't know whether she was a warlock or not, but she was definitely elvish. I know that.
She looked like.
Are you still speaking in Elvish?
No.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Okay. Sure.
Well,
okay.
But now we're not.
Yeah. You're speaking in common then.
We can switch back to common. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
That's up to you. I just need to know when.
We got to get back to Kai. Yeah. So.
I just need to know when Kai to jump in, because if you were saying that in common, Kai will point out the fact that there was a half drow that was with them, and that is really popping up on Kai's radar, so to speak. Like, kind of, he's very edgy and intense about that, and that's kind of a rarity to see a half drow, half human person like in the open walking around. Kind of, that's just it's a mixed race that it's not very common. So that's what Kai will. Yeah, because usually, I mean, like drow, if they take mates, they'll they're pretty ruthless. They kill offspring. They and just to see a half drow walking around in the age of maturity is kind of an accomplishment on its own. But
maybe his dad hit it and quit it.
Yeah,
and bailed, and he had no idea it was still behind. So who knows?
Yeah. As we are wrapping up the conversation, one of the local patrons looks like an older fisherman with a broken nose and rough callous hands, comes in and slides a chair up next to you guys and says, I want to buy the heroes a round of, would you allow me to buy you a round of drinks?
I don't know. Does this guy look nefarious, diabolical, sinister, any of those things?
Make an insight check.
Is anybody's spider sense tingling?
I'll let you know once you make an insight check.
All right. Oh, this guy seems amazing to me. I'm in awe of him.
Legit
with
to
a
you.
Fucking 6. Thank you, Dice.
Got a 15.
Oh, good. Marcus is going to elbow me. Dude, don't trust this guy. Don't eat the candy he's handing you.
He seems pretty legit. He's happy to buy you guys a drink.
What does he look like? Is this another one of these gray cloak characters, or give me a rundown what he looks like?
Typical fisherman garb, sleeveless cut-off tunic with the tie string, maybe some weathered leather pants that have oiled up to be somewhat waterproof, and some sort of leather boots that, again, seem to be oily and not very not very rich. Working man's clothes. Leather wristbands, scar. Looks like he's had some rough days out at sea.
Yeah, all right. Why not? Well, he might be able to tell us some tales of the ghost ship. Maybe that'll come in handy.
Oh, are you going to ask about that?
No, I'll say that in Elvish to Marcus.
So I'll repeat it to Kai. Ask him and
In Halfling, yeah.
Halfling.
Whole bunch of translation going along, yeah.
Yeah, should we ask him about the ghost ship?
In your mind, yeah. I mean, we got to start somewhere.
I like how you ask him a question. He always shrugs first. Don't talk, drinking. Can't talk, drinking. Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Beer good, talking bad.
He's over there like Homer. Donuts. Yeah. Oh, hey, Jake, throw the map back up with the.
All right.
Yeah,
throw the map back.
Because we're not going to stare at those until later. We'll figure those up later.
Okay.
I just looked at it and I was going to zoom in again on the place there, and I couldn't.
So will you let the man buy you some drinks?
Sure, why not? Pull up a chair.
Okay.
There's a vacant one here, so what the hell?
He orders a round of drinks. He pays some coin. Actually, he gets up, walks to the bar, pays coin, grabs a bunch of tankards, brings them back to the table. And as he sits down at the table, he slams the tankards down so the foam kind of spews up. And he, all hands on deck. And as he's wiping off and he wipes his face, make a perception check.
All right.
Ten.
5.
I got a 10.
Yeah, didn't notice.
Okay. Suddenly there is, you thought it was a fisherman dude, but it's not really a dude. It's now a woman. Same clothing, same, nothing has changed about the clothing, but you could have swore it was a dude 30 seconds ago, but now it's a woman slamming the tankards down, wiping, all hands on deck.
Oh boy, we got half drow running around, we got tattooed halflings, and now we got a tranny in the bar. I think we're gonna change establishments that we're gonna have to hang out in, boys.
She looks everybody as she's handing the tankards out, and she says, "So, have we come to a decision?" With a very serious face.
Shit, it's her again, isn't it? Thessalonia or whatever the hell her name was.
Thessalia.
I was close.
You haven't told
who
us
you
why.
Seem to remember when you met was a man last time, though.
So it was the same knucklehead, just in a different. Yeah, it seemed a little strange. I would have bought a guy if it was a Thessalonio. But ending in an figured, or an A sounded like a female to me, but okay. Seemed to remember it was a female. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I'm all mixed up now. I don't know whether the sky is up or down at this point. I'm lost. My perception skills suck. My insight sucks. I need a drink.
I'm going to put a token down. Let me. There we go.
Ugh.
And she looks like she's got a black eye.
Well, she was a dude yesterday or earlier in the day when you met him, and now it was a fisherman, and now it's a female.
Still in fishing garb?
And she says, "What's that?"
Still in fishing garb?
Yep, same clothes.
So still fisherman, just a fisherwoman.
Now it's a fisherwoman.
A fisher person.
It was a fisher dude that went to the bar and sat down. As far as you know, and when you looked up, it was a woman that was dusting. Now it's a woman dusting off the foam and giving you a dead serious look, saying, "Have we come to a decision?"
Getting a wicked body snatchers vibe going on here.
How strong are these drinks?
Yeah, what the hell are we drinking? Jeez.
Are these 2 a.m. glasses that we're seeing?
Yeah. My Lord, what's going on?
You haven't. I'm going to ask her. So, well, you haven't told us really much of anything except for don't trust him. Why?
Yeah, why? And just witnessing your arrival tonight leads me into all kinds of questions, and I'm not inclined to trust anybody that wears as many masks as you do.
Fair enough, but the question still remains: do you want to live or not?
YOLO.
Yeah. Should say that next time you jump over a frickin' hole in the balcony.
I think I did.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you went crashing through the floor. Yeah. Well, see, I had a feeling this was going to happen. I just assumed it would be tomorrow. Well, we all got to die. We've got to all follow our own freaking devices. So, I don't know. You intent on trying to take us out right now, or are you threatening? What you're going to need to come a little bit more clear than that. We're a bunch of lay people.
She leans in and says, "I'm trying to save your lives here."
How so?
But you're not giving us information about anything.
Are you referring to continuing with Merrick? If we continue to work for him, we're all going to die? I mean, is that what happened to the last crew?
Trust is a two-way street. You don't trust me.
No.
But how can I trust you?
I'm not asking you to trust me. You're the one giving us all the warnings.
Yep.
But I'm just trying to save your lives. The path that you were going down with the merchant known as Merrick is going to lead you to an early grave.
Lady, have you ever spent 3 years with goblins? Being their captive?
No, I cannot share that experience with you. But I can assure you I've probably or maybe have experienced far worse. But it's not about me right now. It's about, do you want to live? I'm trying to save your lives. We don't have much time. I don't know when Merrick's going to come back. And you don't want me here when
he went to go off to another meeting, so he's going to be gone for a while. He always goes off to meetings and disappears for hours on end. So you got time.
Well, see, there you are. You just shared a bit of information with me. So now we're building a trust factor.
And if you're that worried about it, why don't you morph your ass into another little stubby halfling and sit down, and he'll never know who the hell you are anyway. So
don't make me turn myself into a chair with teeth.
Yeah, whatever. Do what you got to do, and then we can speak freely, because I need more data. Everybody's going to die at some point. It's just the nature of the world. But right now we've got a paying job, and it's at least bringing in coin to get us what we need to press onward towards our own agendas. Unless you've got something better that pays better.
if it's coin, that if coin is what you seek, then I can offer you coin.
Well,
However,
ultimately, I seek the truth, but coin is what it takes to get there.
okay.
Just remember, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever.
Damn right.
I hate to break it to you, but Merrick is not who he appears to be. Much
Obviously,
like
you don't either.
Yeah, he's only shown one face to us so far.
much like me, we all have different masks that we wear. And I can assure you that Merrick wears much or many more masks than I do. I tell you what.
Hi, is this true? You've been around him and known him supposedly the longest.
Yeah, Kai will actually speak so that everybody can hear him.
That would be helpful.
Kai will say, I've known Merrick for a few months now. He's always paid me well. I've been taking care of, equipment, traveling. He's never steered me wrong. I have, nothing ill to say in the past few months that I've been working for him.
And have you ever had anybody else come up and try to scare you off from working with him?
No, I've not experienced this yet. However, I do know that I've never met Merrick's employer, but then again, who does?
Right.
Merrick has always been an honest. Well, let me retract that. Most merchants are not honest. Merrick has always been a man of his word, meaning if he says he's going to do something, he will do it. So he's never betrayed me. But the guy, I don't know. I don't keep track of him in his business meetings. All I know is that when I've been helping to guard the caravan, he pays me well and he pays the guards well. Thessalia will jump into the conversation and say, what has he told you about the Sea Prince cartography journals?
Next to nothing.
Oh, so he hasn't told you yet.
Do you remember him saying anything about him?
I've not heard a word of it. But wait a minute. Hold on. Out of aside from the game for a minute, these three characters aren't the ones that have any knowledge of the sea charts or any of that. That's correct. That's the other group. So Edward would simply say, I've never heard of anything of that nature. I don't know what you're talking about, lady. Or dude,
he's never
or
said anything about
whatever.
That.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah. No idea what you're talking about.
Then perhaps you should ask your employer about them and see what he says. If it's coin that you seek, I have a proposition for you then.
Yeah, ultimately here's the deal, lady, guy, how do I address you? Because I'm still flustered with all of that.
I am Thessalia.
Oh God. Okay. I've never really given a dang one way or the other. Right now, income is what I need to complete. Well, not really complete. Income is what I need to further my progress on my own path. And I'm certain Marcus and Kai are the same. Mm-hmm. We're doing what we got to do to progress towards our own ends. At some point, we may split and go our own route. Maybe we work together and accomplish each one of our tasks that we have set in front of us. And until then, that's really what it's all about. I don't really care whether Merrick is good, bad, or indifferent. Right now, he's paying to do a job. The council wants us to do a job. Right now, both of those jobs are one and the same, it appears. I mean, short of the lady at the leather shop wanting us to go and squash a few gators for her so she can use the hides, there ain't a lot more going on for us. So unless you can pay more than they do to give us some other direction of travel, then I'm listening. But I'm not one that's hell-bent on choosing a side. Although I can't speak for Marcus and Kai.
Well, not at least not without all the information. I got to have all the information. I'm not going to willy-nilly saying you're right or wrong without
data is good. Yep.
So, Thessalia says, I have a proposition for you. It appears to me that coin is what you seek. Coin is what I can give you. She says, I don't know what Merrick is paying you, but I will say this, whatever he is paying you, I will double without even knowing what he's paying you. I will double for information.
Okay, so if that's the case, how do you want us to frickin' proceed then? If we agree to do your bidding, what is the bidding? Do we just follow along the orders, the marching orders that Merrick gives us, and report back? Or do you have us marching in a different direction altogether?
Thessalia says the town is in danger. You are in danger. There's more that meets the eye to this. I will pay you double for information. Go along with what Merrick and the town want you to do. Find out about the sea ghost, find out about the ship, dig into the smuggling operation, report back to me. I will find you. Obviously, I found you here. I will find you and I will pay you double whatever they're paying you for information.
Before I answer that, another quick aside outside of character. Mm-hmm. When we met back at the inn, did Marcus or Kai give me the rundown on the person that they tracked all the way back to the one longhouse? Do I have that information or not?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
We came back. We met with him with Maris after he left. I kind of briefly gave you a quick update on. We followed him back, and it was the town.
It was Edie's house. Yeah.
Edie's. It seemed to be Edie's house because it was the Oswald's or whatever.
Okay. Well, then having that information, I would proceed to ask Thessalia, and I would say, I have a few questions before I decide. And the first one is Sareth with you? Or is he an underling? Is he your boss? What is he?
I work for Sareth.
Okay, then my second question is, what is Sareth doing with Edie in her house?
Sareth was not with Edie in her house. I was with Ida.
Oh, that's who they tracked her? Okay, so retract that, rewind, and say, what are you doing in her house? Are you...
How did you know that I was at her house?
Hey, we know where you are sometimes, too. We're not blind, and when you're walking right down a main road, it's fairly easy to see where the hell you're going. Besides, some of us can see really good in the dark, and it's very easy to see somebody, even if you change multiple personalities on the way home.
Because I believe that it is imperative that your lives are in peril, I will be transparent, and I will tell you, I was at Ida's house. She's the lead council person, and we were discussing securing the smuggling operation and discussing the whereabouts of a set of journals known as the Sea Prince Cartography Journals. It is very important that those do not fall into the hands of Merrick or the town.
What are they?
It's rumored that the Sea Prince Cartography Journals is a series of books and charts that allows a person, a sea captain, to sail up and down the Sword Coast. It is known to unlock hidden harbors, safe havens, drop points. So if you ran a smuggling operation, you would know where to drop stuff off that would be hidden. The person that owns these would be very powerful, needless to say, because they would run the shipping lanes. They would be able to control the entire shipping lanes of the Sword Coast. The person that, or the group or the organization that had these would be able to disrupt free trade all up and down the coast.
In other
And
words,
you think if the town gets it, it's bad because why?
Because if the town gets it and it gets out that the town has it, look around. Do you think that they could defend themselves against an invading army if somebody wanted to march in and take it? That's how important these sets of books are.
Maybe not right at the moment. But
So,
yeah, I get your point.
so by nature of the town having control of these, the entire town is in danger of getting wiped out. My boss or my employer, Seraph, worked for powerful people in Waterdeep that can ensure that these Sea Prince cartography journals are kept under lock and key and not abused, so that no one person could be running the entire trade. You got to look at, on a worldwide scale, the entire trade of the entire coast would be disrupted. That's how powerful that these sets of cartography journals are. Imagine if that would fall into the wrong hands or the wrong group of people with, ill intentions.
Oh, I understand that, but who's to say you guys don't have the ill intentions, or your group doesn't have the ill intentions? Anybody could have ill intentions.
Anybody can have ill intentions. All I'm just asking you right now is to get some information, report back to me, and I will double your pay. You already said yourself that coin is what you're seeking. So coin I can provide.
well, Marcus, Kai, this seems to me that now we have at least an answer of what this individual is looking to achieve. It seems to me that the town, Merrick, and Thessalia here all want us to chase down the boat. Maybe these journals are found there. Maybe they're not. If we can retrieve them, great. If not, Either way, we give a little info to this Yahoo, and we end up with,
Twice the gold.
Yeah, well, twice plus a little more, at least.
Right.
3 times, really. She said she'd pay double if it is a she. So we can end up with 3 times the gold for doing the same dang thing we were already going to do. I wouldn't say it's the straight, but I mean, we're, a straight deal, but at least we were probably going to do it anyway. So, I mean, we just needed to do the thing. I'll ask her one other question. I said, okay, well, I have 2 now that pops into my head. First one is, does anybody anywhere have any idea what these journals look like? Say, for instance, I walk into a library. How am I going to tell apart from another book? How am I going to know? Is it written right or stamped right on the hook as written by the Sea Prince, or is this just wrapped up in a leather tome type thing, or what are we looking for
identify
here?
magic.
Yeah, really.
My understanding is that the cartography journals were written by multiple sea princes or sea captains. Each one had written a journal down. So one of them, they could be in a book form, one could be in a scroll, one could be on parchment. They're in various forms. I don't know exactly what forms they take. I do know that when they're all collected and put together, rumor has it that they form into basically they combine into something. And then that something, whatever form or shape or material object or immaterial object that may be, I don't know. But we want to prevent, my people want to prevent that from happening because that's too much power to be put into one organization's hands.
The other
And we don't know how
question,
many of them there are.
yeah, I would imagine we just keep collecting, and it could take months and years and our whole life to find all of these, since nobody seems to have a clue where the hell they are. Unless they're aboard the spooky vessel.
Spooky boat.
Yeah.
If they were aboard the spooky vessel and they were utilizing them, then they wouldn't be worried about anything.
Yeah, they'd already own the shipping lanes.
Correct.
The other question I have for her is, what's your take on Kelladek?
Paladek the Unspoken, as they call him.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I've not had any run-ins with him. I do know that the townspeople don't like speaking his name.
How come that? I've run into that already, and that's kind of strikes me as a little odd. How come?
Rumor has it that when you speak his name, that he has the power or the ability to listen in on your conversation as if being summoned.
Well, that could prove very worthy.
That's not cool.
All right.
But you know how townspeople get. They are fishermen.
Well, that's true, and they did think that house was haunted, so.
And they did think that house was haunted too.
Yeah, well, in truth, they was technically. There was a lich or whatever the hell he was down there, ghosty apothecary.
Oh,
not what the hell was he?
and
Alchemist.
you're speaking of the alchemist.
Yeah, the alchemist. Yeah, the other A word. Yeah. Well, she would have known all this stuff. She went to the frickin' council, so she probably heard all of our shenanigans that went down there. So she already knows this story.
Yeah, she knows the story. She knows about the alchemist that used to live up there. That used to be the alchemist house. Yeah.
Yeah, and how he turned into spirit form, and we dispatched him, at least for now.
Shame. He was a good man. He was working on the philosopher's stone, how to turn objects into gold. Could have made himself a lot of coin.
Yeah, well, he probably wasn't into all that. He apparently was really into bones.
Most alchemists are into weird stuff in jars, I think.
Well, that's true. He had an awful lot of that. That's for sure. All right. Well, you can find us wandering around in the town, and we'll probably get started on this in the next few nights. We'll start scoping out trying to locate the ship, unless if you know anything about the ship's patterns, whether it's there now, whether it'll be back on 2 nights from now, tomorrow night, if it comes in the day. What do you know of it?
I do know this, that there is a period of time where off the coast a ghost ship appears from time to time. It's usually several weeks in between sightings. It's a local, kind of like a local
Folklore
phenomena. Yeah, folklore out here. I haven't looked too much into it. but I do know that Merrick appears to be very interested in it, and because Merrick is interested in it, I'm interested in it.
Right on. Okay. Well,
ask around. I'm sure that the villagers of
we'll get a
the
whole bunch
townsfolk
of
will
random
know.
garbage. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm good. Unless Marcus has more.
No, not right now.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done with her if she's done with us.
Kai says, I call dibs on living.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll turn to my. She leaving now?
Yeah, if you don't have any other business with her, she'll excuse herself and depart.
Perfect.
She's gonna morph back into a male fisherman again.
Yeah, maybe. When she
make a perception check.
Oh God. You can go ahead. I'm not going to look. I'm still dealing with this.
Natural 20.
Cool. I love
got a 23.
Yeah. Crit skill success. Roll a D100, sir.
Ready. Rolling. Double sevens.
I thought we had rolled that before.
I think 75 is what we rolled before. We were close.
You feel so inspired that you caught this out of the corner of your eye. On your next damage roll, whenever your next damage roll is, add a +2 bonus to your next damage roll.
Okay.
And you know for a fact that as she gets up and she walks away, as she is walking out the door, it was a woman that you had spoken to, and she kind of bumps into somebody who, and they spill, and they go to brush her off, and it's the dude fisherman. No mistake. Was that guy with the scar in his eye and the, it was shaved head. It was not a woman that bumped into the guy, almost like right before your eyes.
Right.
But he turned into a fisherman and walked out the door, as if make an arcane check. Nope, didn't catch on to that one. You don't know how, but it was a dude. And when you spoke to her, was a female, but is now a dude walking out the door again.
This is a really good ale.
Yeah, I would agree.
Dudes are looking like chicks that are looking like dudes.
Dude looks like a lady.
Well, yeah, on that note, I'm going to continue to drink until they all turn into chicks again.
As you continue to drink, no more women other than, the patrons, unless you want to go find one.
No.
And what else would you like to do for the rest of the evening?
Boy, I don't know. I don't think there's I think old Ed's brain is full, and he's got to go sleep and let some of it come out onto the pillow, because this was a big mess of crazy tonight.
Okay. Unless anybody else would like to do anything for the evening, we can wrap up the evening. And what's our time check? How we doing for time?
That's perfect. Let's all go to our beds, and that'll be it for the episode, I think.
Okay. This would be a great time to take a break then.
Yep. And with that, everybody,
Some of us got to get rid of all the alcohol that we drink.
Yeah. And with that, everybody, we will talk to you again next episode. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.